Hello everybody, my name is Diego Rivera and today I want to show you how I make about $20,000 a month from dancing. And the reason I'm making this video is because I have a lot of friends who are also from the same industry who I hear are struggling a lot um, with the business side of their profession. And I think it's a very common misconception that just because you work in dance, because you work in the arts, because you work in music, that you're going to be struggling financially. And I can prove that this is wrong. I'm going to show you why. And I'm also going to show you some things that helped me along the way. And why should you listen to me? Because I'm 26 years old. I live completely and 100% from salsa dancing for now, I would say about 3 years. It hasn't been long since I've been doing it professionally, but I dedicated a lot of my time to learn, read, and study how I can improve the business side of my profession and be able to make a decent living for myself, right? And not have to worry about how I can, medical expenses that can come up, about worrying that one day maybe I want to buy a house, maybe I want to buy a car, right? And I think, yes, the art side is beautiful. It's very important to do what you love, but we also got to pay the bills. So if you are a teacher, if you are an instructor, if you are somebody that wants to dedicate yourself to be able to live comfortably from your passion, this video is for you. And here is, before I start, I just want to show some proof of what I'm saying, because maybe if you don't know me, you don't believe me. So I just want to show you the proof so that you can see for yourself that I know what I'm talking about and why you should trust me and listen to me. I'm not showing this to be a show off or anything, because that wouldn't really benefit me at all. But I think it's important for you to trust me. And if I don't show you any proof, then why would you trust me, right? And I think once you see this, you're gonna be probably interested in the rest of the things that I want to say in the rest of the video, because I think one of my missions is also to be able to help other struggling business owners and help them provide better services, provide a better experience to their customers, and in the way make a lot more income and have a better business overall. Okay, so these are the different income streams that I have. I think the biggest one for me right now is the online community that I have created for dance. That is this one. It's called DY Salsa Academy. We have 335 members. And here I teach a lot about the technique for salsa dancing, right? It could be a lot of content related to solo footwork, how you can improve your body movement, how you can improve the basics of salsa dancing, as well as partner work combinations, and etc. So here you can see how much I'm making right now. This is right now, this is $16,500 a month. This is monthly recurring revenue, and that's from the online community. Yeah, it's about $16,000 a month, right? I also teach in-person classes. I don't do this a lot because I travel a lot for my work, because I'm also a professional instructor. I'm an international salsa instructor. So as you can see here, I travel a lot of the weekends to be able to teach salsa dancing at big festivals. So I'm traveling every weekend. Every week I'm in a different city or different country. So it's sometimes very difficult for me to teach in person where I live, that is in New York City. But I do that sometimes. Usually this can give me around $3,000 a month of extra income on average. And I also do some private coaching. So for example, if somebody wants to train one-on-one with me and I have the time, I can give private lessons here and there. Of this I make about $1,500 a month. This is something just extra that I like to do, because I really, really love to teach. I really love to help students with their dancing, and sometimes they ask me for private lessons. So this is something I don't really do for the money. It's just something that I like to do and I like to help. Here you can see the income that I've made from these things in the last 12 months, right? That's about $34,000 in the last 12 months between these things. And then the festivals and the weekends, as you can see here, I travel and I teach all over the world every different weekend, and I make about $8,000, a month if I work every single week. And it also depends how many hours I teach, right? If I teach more hours, I will make more. If I teach less hours, I'll make less. But this is kind of like an average. So yeah, it's actually, some months it can be closer to 30,000. Of course, I have a lot of expenses as well, because I have to run this business, and there's other extra costs that are incurred here. But it's a pretty decent income, I would say, because I once was very, I can just say that I wasn't in this position at all. I was struggling. I couldn't pay my rent. I was always looking for ways to scrap up some extra money so that I can pay things, because New York City is very expensive. But yes, that's what I wanted to show you. And now let's go on to the next part of the video. Okay, I come from Costa Rica, so I was born in Central America. I decided to take dance classes because I really loved salsa music, and then from there I started to compete and be part of salsa competitions. And then as years went by, it kept improving and improving and improving. I always look to learn from the best teachers and learn from the best instructors. And I think this also helped me be so successful in my dance career, because the more knowledge that I had, the more valuable things I could give to my students, and thus giving me more business, right? So always, I think there's no way that you're going to make less money from investing in your education. That's impossible, I have to say. Every time I've paid a class, I've paid a course, I paid a festival for anything. It can be dance related, or it can also be related to business, right? I've gone to many business events. I've bought many books, courses. I spent over, $15,000-$20,000 in just education for business, and it has definitely been worth every single dollar. So I think that's a very important concept, to always be investing in your education. Okay. Now, let's talk about the ways that you can actually make more money with the business that you have, right? It can be teaching one-on-one, it can be teaching online, it can be teaching in-person classes, it can be many, many things. It can be, parties on the weekends. It doesn't matter what you do, but I think there's some concepts for me. I think three concepts that are going to be the most important uh, for your business, right? Number one is going to be how you can find potential customers. Number two is how you can offer these customers something that is worth buying for them. And then step three is how to keep them buying over time and not just once. Because we want to build a long lasting business for many, many years, something that is sustainable, not something that is going to be a one off and is going to be gone. Okay. So I think my best advice would be always to focus on one thing at a time. If you try to do everything, nothing is going to be grown enough to get enough momentum. So for example, for me, I sometimes need to follow this own advice, because I love to do all of these things. I love to teach one-on-one, I love to teach in-person classes, I love to do the weekends, and most of all, especially, I love my online community. But the more that I split my time between all of them, the less they will grow individually. Okay. So just as an example, if I make 16,000 from my online community, getting or making an extra $4,000 in this area is a lot easier than learning how to make an extra $4,000 in this area, because this one I know how to make a lot more. I'm going to be able to grow it a lot faster. But if I split my time between all of them, I'm going to be making considerably less. So I would say try to pick one thing, just one thing that you really, really like and that you think is going to be the best, and stick to it. Stick to it. Don't split your time. I have many friends that make this common mistake. They start teaching online, they start teaching in person, they start to do all of these different things that they can split so much of their time that they can't grow one in the big, they can't go big with any single one. And I think the more that I've been able to focus on things, I've been able to grow this one and this one the most. So before, I used to teach a lot more in-person classes. I used to teach about 8 to 10 hours per week in the city. And then I was like, you know what? I want to dedicate more time to the online community and the festivals. So I'm just going to teach 2 hours. And then I'm just going to teach private lessons during the festivals. And I'm not going to teach private lessons when I'm here in the city. So I drastically reduced the amount of hours that I did in several of my activities. And I decided to go and put a lot more time and effort in the top two that make the most income. And I can promise you that I doubled or tripled the amount of money that I was making from these things in a matter of months, just because I was able to focus my time on one thing at a time to help it grow more. Okay. Now, let's go a little bit deeper into finding your potential customers. If you don't have any customers, you're not going to have a business. Okay. So you have to find them or help them find you. And how do we do this in 2025? Social media. Social media is like a free promotion. Nowadays, you can use Instagram, you can use Facebook, YouTube completely for free. Get your name out there and get potential customers to look for what you have to offer. What are these potential customers? This is something that we also call or use the word leads. Okay. First, you have to find leads, and the easiest way that you can do this in 2025 is by posting good content on social media. Studies have found that the best or the highest converting social media platforms that you can focus on are YouTube, number one, and Instagram, number two. We also have Facebook, TikTok, but even if you can get a lot of traffic in those platforms, they're not going to convert at the highest rate as you would if you would focus your time on YouTube and Instagram. So I would say focus on this first. And now, if you want to be a little bit more specific on what to do on social media, I would say focus on creating three types of posts or three types of content. It would be number one, general content, that this type of content is just to get your name out there, right? Try to create content that is more focused on getting the highest amount of eyeballs on you. It can be, for example, if you are in the genre of music, it can be playing a very, very popular song, or doing a type of cover, or doing, if you want to teach people how to play the piano, it can be you of just playing the piano in an open space, content that is going to be appealing to most of a general audience, just to get more followers and get more eyeballs going into your social media accounts. Number two, we're going to start to create expertise content. And this is just to get people to trust you more, because if you just post type of content that you're going to go viral, you're going to get a lot of views, that does not mean that you're going to make a lot of money. Trust me, followers and views do not equal money. This is just eyeballs and attention. But with this second type of content, we want to get people to trust you as a brand, or as a teacher, or as an educator, or as a dancer, or as a singer, or whatever you have to do. So what are you going to do in the expertise type of content? You're going to teach people things. You're going to show them things that can actually help them and make them be better in what you offer or what you do. This is definitely going to get less views, and it's obvious because maybe somebody's gonna a lot of people are gonna be interested in seeing your dance video or your singing video, but it's gonna be a less amount of people that are gonna be interested in learning how to get better in that area, if that makes sense. So that's the second type of content that you should be creating. And then the final type of content is the one that is going to get the least amount of views, the least amount of likes, but it's the one that is going to make you the most amount of money. Is the offer, is content where you're going to offer something for people to buy. It's not going to get a lot of views, it's not going to get a lot of engagement or comments, but it's going to be for sure the one that is going to make you the most money out of all these three. Okay, now I would say if you have to split the amount of content that you do, I would say try to do about 80 80% of your content, just general, popular content that is not so specific. You can do about 15% of your content about making yourself, establishing yourself as an expert. And then the final 5% is where you actually do an ask and you offer people something that they can buy, a course, a class, one-on-one coaching, whatever you want to offer, or whatever you decided in the previous step that you want to do. Now, for step number two, let's talk about the offer, or what you can do to make it more likely that they're going to say yes, they're going to purchase something. Okay, you always want to keep it simple. Always make it focused on what the person is going to be getting from you and not about yourself, right? If I want to sell classes and I just want to say, okay, so I'm going to be offering dance classes and you're going to be learning from me. I'm the best salsa dancer. I'm the most known. I travel the most. That's not going to work. That's not going to work as well. Sure, if you have more eyeballs, if you are more of an expert, you are going to sell. It's not going to be like nobody wants to learn from you. Some people are just going to buy because yes, they want to buy. About, probably about 10 to 15% of the potential leads that you have will buy no matter what. About, maybe another 15% are never going to buy from you no matter what you do or what you say or what you offer. And it's that other 70% of people that are not sure where the big money is. So that's the people that you need to have a good offer to be able to convince them, because they're going to be a lot harder to sell. And that's the people where the big money is. Now, something very important is to make it very easy for them to say yes. It's not about price. Most people, when they buy something, they don't want to buy something that is cheap. They want to buy something that actually works. Think about it. If you want to go to a gym, or if you want to buy a computer, or if you want to buy a cell phone, do you want to buy the cheapest one, or do you want to buy the one that is going to help you the most with the needs that you have? And for this part, I want to focus on just two things. Number one, you want to offer something that they want. It has to be something that they can really be interested, that is going to help them achieve something or get something. And then number two, you have to make it very easy for them to understand that there is a very high likely of a possibility that they will succeed achieving their goals when they buy your product. So for example, if I'm going to take a dance class, there's one that is $100 and then there's another one that is $80, but they offer exactly the same things. Probably I'm just going to go for the cheaper one. So if both businesses start to just lower their price, they're both going to run out of business. They're both going to lose money. That's not what you want to do. So for example, if this one costs $80, but this one costs 100, but I know that the classes that cost $100 are actually going to help me achieve, and that's the way that I want, and these I'm not sure, I'm going to pay the $100 because I'm going to trust that more. Now, for example, what if you offer, here's where we can be more creative with the ways that we offer things. It's not the same to say that I offer dance classes for $100, but what if I offer dance classes and then, I can offer bonuses, I can offer guarantees, I can use scarcity, I can use time limits. For example, I can say, okay, only for the first 5 people that buy the class, I'm going to give you a free semi-private lesson as a group, or I'm going to give you a free video explaining the technique of how to do something only for the first 5 customers, right? If, for example, if I have a dance studio and the space is not infinite, the space is limited, maybe for this space, if I fit 30 people, it's already full. I have to communicate that. I have to say there are only 30 spots, because people will actually, when they hear that, they're actually going to think, okay, there's only 30 spots. Do I actually want to take this class or not? Because if they can choose whenever they want, or if they can choose any time, whenever they want, they can decide the day off, they're never going to make the decision. So you have to use these concepts to make them to decide if they want to buy something or not. It's not the same to say that, I'm selling that I'm selling dance classes, than to say I'm selling dance classes and I already sold 20 spots and there's only 10 left. And once those 10 are gone, there's not going to be any more spaces. You're going to miss out. So somebody hearing this, they're going to decide in their mind, okay, is this actually for me or not, right? And of course, you always want to be honest, because it's very hard to gain the trust of customers, but it's super fast and super easy to lose their trust. So always make sure that you're telling the truth. Always make sure that you're honest and that you're fair. And yes, for example, when I teach or when I sell, there was a moment when I was selling my online course and I wanted to just get customers in the door quickly first. So I offered a special promotion for the first 20 members. And I said, if you subscribe at this price for the first 20 members, I'm going to have a one-on-one call of 1 hour with each of you, and I'm gonna give you a private lesson for dance. Of course, they sold out like that. It sold out very fast, and I already got my first 20 customers inside the door, right? Yes, I have to do more work, but I prefer to have money and do more work than to have a lot of time and be broke, right? And now I just want to talk about step number 3, that is going to be how to get them to keep on buying. Yes. So the best business models nowadays are subscription services, because really when you sell something, you have to convince your customer to buy something. But if you sell a subscription, you only have to convince them once. And then they're just going to be, you don't have to convince them every single month of paying and paying and paying again. That would be very hard. So for example, if I offer dance classes, I offer memberships that are monthly memberships, right? You can pay a one-off, but it's going to be more expensive. If you actually want to improve on the long run, and that's what I tell my students, which is true. If you really want to get better in your dancing, 1 month is not going to be enough. You need to be consistent. For example, in the gym that I started to go, they applied this and it was a very, very good offer, because they offered kind of like a 50% discount if I paid for a full year in advance. And at the time, I was really committed about going to the gym and I paid in advance. I got a huge discount, and I'm also going to be more committed to go to the gym. And I actually go to the gym a lot more often because of that. It's the same with dance classes, right? If you actually want to get better, you have to commit. You have to make a commitment, right? Otherwise, you're not going to get the results that you want. You're going to get a lower price, and that's also going to help. And once you sell them, now the part is you actually have to deliver, and you don't want to fuck up, because if you mess this up, then you're going to lose that customer. But in general, you are going to make a lot more money if you sell something that is a monthly subscription basis than just a one-off purchase. Now, I hope I helped you a little bit more with understanding some small things that you can apply in your business to make them a little bit better. I'm opening a brand new community called Passion to Profit, where I want to talk about different concepts that you can apply to your business. I'm just launching this community now. It's brand new. So I want to teach people who want to create their own online community. I want to teach people how they can professionally record content that is of high quality using just your regular cell phone. I'm also going to teach people how to run ads, because I know Facebook and Instagram ads are one of the things that help me make the most money over time. I was growing my business, and then there was just a point where I just run out of organic reach, and then it kind of got stuck. And once I unlocked the ability of learning how to run Facebook and Instagram ads, it was like I could, spend money to buy customers, and then my income would, scale, and it's still scaling, and I still use this technique. So I do definitely want to teach people how to do this. And I want to go a little bit more in depth into the concepts of how to get more customers, how to actually make an offer that they can buy. And then I'm also going to teach you what techniques you can use to keep people buying recurringly from you and not canceling the subscription service that they have with you. It can be a dance classes, it can be your online community. And I just want to be able to share all the information that has helped me create a better life for me and my family to all these people that want to offer and turn their passion into a nice profit and be able to have a comfortable life without having to struggle with your income. So that's the reason I'm making this community. I also want to have a weekly Q&A session where we can talk. You can tell me what are your struggles, and I'm going to answer your questions. And I'm launching the community at a founder's price. So the regular price of the community is going to be around $59 per month. But because I'm creating a founder's version of the community where you can join right away. You can be part of the community. You can start posting your questions, your struggles, and I will personally help you with them. While this community is under construction, you can lock in at the very, very, very low price, and before it rises up to the next pricing as the course is complete, right? So it's called Passion to Profit because I have many, many friends that are struggling with this topic. And I really want to be able to help dancers live well, because if we live well, if we have a good life, we're financially stable, we're going to be able to teach in a better, more calm way. We're going to stop doing things because we need money, and we're going to start doing things that we actually love, right? My niche is salsa dancing, but it can be applied to any type of dance, music, and passion that you might have where you want to make a very good income and make it your full-time profession. All right, so hope you enjoyed this video. In the link of the description, I'm going to leave some information that you can read about this community, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.